Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. Mr. Trump said, today's ceremony, however, has a very special meaning because today we are not merely transferring power. This is the very beginning of his speech. We are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C. and giving it back to you, the people. I would say that was probably the most disingenuous thing that he said in the entire thing. Because basically from everything we have seen, everything I've seen so far, he's transferring power to the corporations, to the multimillionaires, to the billionaires. And, I keep saying this is Reagan all over again. This was Reagan's rhetoric. You'll remember Reagan's campaign slogan was, let's make America great again. Trump just took the let's out of there because, hey, after all, he's the king. He's going to do it all by himself. Amazing. John in Minneapolis. Hey, John, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I noticed he said once, our people, not the people, not all the people.
All America.
Yeah, he didn't say, like, all America. I can't remember what context he used that in, but, that to me is sort of, says it all, that he's going to be a demagogue for people just orders and people just like him.
Yeah. Boy, like I said, I haven't had an opportunity to read the speech yet. I didn't see it pre-released.
I just caught that one. Actually, my wife caught that one phrase where he said, our people. He didn't say the people. He wasn't inclusive.
Remember roughly where it was?
I don't remember.
Here it is. Well, no, we will bring back our jobs. We'll bring back our borders. We'll bring back our wealth, and we'll bring back our dreams. We will get our people off of welfare and back to work, rebuilding our country with American hands and American labor. That's not quite that. I mean, don't you think by our people you could be a little more charitable and say he was speaking to all Americans? You're not willing to give him that.
Right.
I understand why. I absolutely understand why. I'm not saying let's cut him slack. I have no intention of cutting him slack.
I don't know. I mean, I just get the feeling that, he's talking about his people, not like all the people.
Yeah, it was struggled is the wrong word, but made my way through long, large crowds of exclusively or largely exclusively white people. To get here to work. I mean, our studios are about 5 blocks from the White House, and
right.
and where we live is on the other side of the mall. And so, I took the metro in, and it's pretty astonishing how monochromatic this inaugural event was, and how empty all the VIP seats were. It's just amazing.
And he also talked about solidarity, but he didn't mean solidarity of everyone. I'm almost positive.
His history would indicate, John, that you were probably absolutely right. Let us hope not. John, thank you for the call. Debbie in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hey, Debbie, what's on your mind today?
Yes, I just want to say, and it's a quote that I never thought I'd use it. I heard it in a movie. He's so full of manure that we could probably plant him and grow another one.
Oh, my. Was there any specific thing in the speech that caught your attention?
Well, I just know that he just mentioned white, black, and brown as the people.
So he ignored Asians and Native Americans? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Again, I'm going to have to fact check that by going back and reading the speech. But Debbie, thank you for your call. Thanks for sharing your opinion. Gary in Circle Pines, Minnesota. Hey, Gary, what's up?
Oh, hi, Tom. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a first-time caller.
Thank you.
The only thing I want to say is I was listening to Trump's inauguration speech, and if anybody is buying into this stuff that he's putting out, are going to be sadly disappointed, because Donald Trump as president is going to do nothing more than what Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, and Mike Pence tell him to do. And if he strikes out on his own at all, they're going to find a way to run him out of office, either through impeachment or just force him to resign somehow.
I don't disagree. I think the great battle coming up, at least over, and we're going to see the outlines of it over the next 3 weeks, or 3 months, excuse me, the first 100 days, the mystical first 100 days, is going to be whether Donald Trump keeps his campaign promises. And this is the point that Bernie Sanders keeps making. Is he going to keep his campaign promises and protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid? Or is he going to turn us, our entire nation? I mean, a third of people getting Social Security are not retired. They're people who have suffered horrible, experiences in their lives, disabled people, literally widows and orphans. Not to mention people on Medicaid, most of whom are working, people on Medicare. We know now the Republican budget that Paul Ryan has been putting together that I guess Trump says he's going to introduce is cutting Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid, all three of them in the neighborhood of 30 to 45%. I mean, this is mind-boggling stuff. Actually, I think it was an 8% cut in Social Security, and Medicare and Medicaid were in the 40s. And if he goes against his own party on that and keeps his campaign promise, I agree. I think his party will try to impeach him. And because that's who Republicans are. They represent the billionaires and nobody else. Gary, thanks for the call. Frank, listening to XM Radio in Butner, North Carolina. Hey, Frank, your thoughts on Trump's speech?
Yeah, how you doing, Tom? Yeah, I thought it was kind of bizarre the way he speaks because, he speaks to the 1%ers, and that's through the whole campaign, through his whole life. He's talking to the 1%ers. He don't know how to talk to all the people or we the people. And what he means by our people, he's talking to the 1%ers, talking about going back. Our people mean our slaves. We're going to take them off of welfare, and we're going to put them back to work. In the new modern age, back to work may be we're going to eliminate minimum wage. You just hire people for whatever they want to work for.
Yeah. It's a far... Go ahead.
The new modern way of slavery, for the 1%ers. That's who he's talking to.
Yeah,
he's never been talking to people.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's a far cry from Franklin Roosevelt saying the best welfare program is a job, and then he went out and created jobs that actually paid enough money that people could keep their homes, enough money that people could, keep their families intact, all those kind of things. Frank, thanks for sharing your thoughts. Bob in Riverside, California. Bob, a minute to the end of the hour. Your thoughts on President Trump's speech?
I was just going to say, I was noticing that in his appearance, I did not see any American flag lapel pin at all on his coat.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at all. And I checked with my spouse, my wife, and she says, no.
That's another break with Republican tradition.
Well, I don't know.
Was Mike Pence wearing one?
Years ago, Mr. President Obama, when he was running for office, didn't wear one. I think in one time when he was...
Right, and early in the campaign, and he got so much crap for it that he started wearing it.
Yes, exactly. And I just don't know what to say to that. One other thing, I know time's almost up. I wanted to say I live here in Riverside County, and I am honored and proud that President Obama, former President Obama, and his family are coming to my county first in my state to spend some time.
Oh, that's marvelous.
In office.
That's marvelous. Bob, thanks a lot for the call. Thank you so much. We'll be back. It's an interesting day. It's an historic day. We are about to, we're about to see which way we're going, where it's all happening. Stick around. We'll continue our conversation about Donald Trump's speech and inauguration and the whole thing right after this.